Hey, I'm Dina.
I'm Nikki.
And we're your hosts for CBD Magcast. CBD Magcast is devoted to the legalization of cannabis
and its impact in your community.
Cannabis Concierge, the expert and discreet service of cannabis procurement for the individual or retailer.
These buds are for you.
CBD Magcast Civics brings you
Perilous Production with respect to the flower.
Hey, Nikki.
Hi, Dina.
How's it going today?
Excellent. How you doing?
I'm doing great because we're here today with Christopher Foltz from Harmony Farms. He's their salesperson. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and we'll get right into the interview. Who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
My name is Christopher Foltz. I am the sales executive at Harmony Farms. I've been with the farm since we started. I'm blessed and glad to be here.
Tell us, as a salesperson, what do you do on a daily basis? What's the grind for you that's joyful but also hard work?
On a daily basis, my main focus is to put numbers on the board, ensure that we are hitting our daily goals for sales, making sure that all customers and clients are satisfied and have the information that they need to place orders.
And are you the only one who does the sales job?
I am not. I have an assistant, Howard Clark, who is transitioning into taking on more and more responsibility as we grow as a company.
How do you delegate your role between the two of you?
He takes over particular territories. So currently he is taking all territory east of the mountains. And also, just recently, we transitioned him into taking over the Olympic Peninsula.
How has your role evolved at Harmony since you started?
So when I started with Harmony, everybody was doing everything. We were all multitasking. I worked in the garden for some time, giving assistance there, but knew that I was going to be the salesman at that time. Gosh, at the beginning, I was doing all of the calls, all of the emails, all of the manifesting, all of the sales, all of the deliveries, and depositing checks or cash. Now we have delivery drivers, we have someone taking care of our banking, we have my assistant Tom Cook, who I couldn't do my job without. We have additional sales support, and I've got support from within the warehouse to make sure that we can accomplish our goals as a team.
And what are those goals as a team?
As a team, we wholeheartedly want to offer a top-shelf connoisseur product for an affordable price. And so it's our goal as a team to be as efficient as possible and put out some of the highest quality products in the market and to continue to create those and recreate those and recreate those. We're always growing and always learning at Harmony Farms. We have never reached our peak, nor do we see a ceiling or a roof. The sky's the limit.
And what's your favorite flower that you grow?
My favorite flower that we grow is our confidential cheese.
Tell us what's your favorite.
It's my favorite because I grew that particular strain medically for roughly over a decade. And for me, what it does is it brings two different things to the table. It has a unique terpene profile that gives it this blueberry cheese flavor profile, and it also packs a very heavy punch. The flavor profile comes really strongly from the blueberry Exodus cheese that's crossed into the genetic, and the heavy punch comes from the LA Confidential Kush.
That's really cool. That's so fun. How did you get your strain and Harmony hooked up together? Or can you speak to that?
That was brought in during the 15-day window.
I heard about that. So I understand in the 15-day window when you get a license, you can get strains from anywhere, anything, no questions asked. Is that correct?
Correct.
What's it like building relationships with the retail stores and bud tenders for you?
Building relationships with the retail stores and bud tenders is great. It's good to know people that want the best for the customers, that enjoy their job. It's where I met Dina, it's where I met Nikki. So, there's obviously some wonderful characters, some people that really bring things to life in this industry. I'm excited to see where we are all going to transition to later in life from this path that we've all chosen.
Well, when you're making sales decisions and going to these different retail stores, do you find that, you're seeking out particular stores for different reasons, or do you have enough stores kind of seeking you out and the Harmony brand out that's less of a concern?
We truly want to work with everyone. And it's unfortunate in some areas where, particularly where there might be a retail store across the street from one another, and what can happen with that is sometimes they'll go into a price war and lower and lower and lower and lower, and before you know it, neither of them are making money on a product that they both carry, and we all end up suffering from that. So to create a win-win, we would prefer to stay with partners that we've been working with since the beginning in those type of scenarios. For instance, Emerald Leaves. At the beginning, we had just a small footprint of garden canopy that we would sell out of our flower before being able to open new accounts.
Oh, okay.
And so it's not that we started with concentrate first, it's that there was more concentrate available than there was flower because of how we could produce it.
Will you tell us your favorite personal cannabis story?
My favorite personal cannabis story has got to be, there's two that come to mind. One I'll just leave off. But one has to do with our extraction artist, Leland Corbin, who previously used to work with me, I should say, at a place called the Indoor Garden Depot. He had me over to his house for a barbecue, and we were hanging out, having a good time. I think over the years my tolerance has gone down quite a bit since I'm not saturated in being able to smoke every day, all day, throughout my day. And so we're hanging out, having a good time, and he had offered me a dab, and so I thought, no problem. Dab, whatever, no problem. But he, it gives me the warning, spew, and tell him to calm down because I can completely handle anything that he's going to throw on my plate. Immediately after taking that dab, it was unsafe for me to drive. I needed to take a break and rest at his house. I ended up taking a nap, and it goes down in history as the last dab I've taken to this day.
Wow.
That's a cannabis story, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks for sharing. Last question from me anyways. Do you have any comments for people in either states with legal cannabis coming online that are looking to get into the industry, or folks that are maybe trying to break into the Washington state market still, on finding success or what the competition in the market is like?
I would just say, as far as getting into the industry in Washington, it is becoming more and more saturated, and brands are growing at a tremendous pace. I would say find your niche, find what you're good at, and believe in yourself. Believe in your dream that you want to make it work. Dreams come true. The more that you believe, there's power in that, and I think that has a lot to do with our success at Harmony Farms, is that everyone here wants to be successful and wants this thing to work. So we're all working as hard as we can to make this work and come together. One thing that I have noticed in Washington particularly is that the consumers are becoming more and more educated, particularly in Washington. I feel like if you didn't grow yourself, you knew somebody who grew, and once you've had some homegrown connoisseur level bud, you have an expectation. And the industry, the 502 industry, is getting to a point where that connoisseur level product is available around the board, whether it's concentrate or flower or edibles or topicals. It's all there in a high quality product that's readily available.
Do you plan on branching out to other states as Harmony Farms and maybe try to take your label to different states as they come online, or states that already are, Colorado, Oregon, California, Vegas, Ohio?
There are several states that we are working towards and have plans to expand to. Those states are confidential.
To be announced at a later date. How's that? Excellent. Well, gosh, thank you very much. I actually don't have anything to edit but myself, so that works out perfect. What a great interview.
Thank you, Dina, and thank you, Nikki, for having me. It's been my pleasure. I'll have to do this again.
We look forward to it.
Thanks, Chris.
CBD Magcast and Cannabis Concierge are a division of Confidential Monkey Enterprises.
Visit us at www.cannabisbeyonddope.com.